As I became an orthopedic surgeon over the last 25 years, I discovered something interesting. Our female athletes would have many more ACL injuries than our male athletes. These were discovered first when the NCAA, as well as the female basketball players in the pros, were watched when they would land after getting rebounds. When they would land with their legs more knock-kneed, while the male athletes would land with their legs more separated, a much safer way to land when you're protecting your ACL and trying to prevent anterior knee pain. Let's take a look at our athlete and see if she has any of these issues going on with her today. Our female athletes tended to land with their legs more knock-kneed. This knock-kneed landing tended to place more shearing stresses across the anterior kneecap, as well as, more importantly, their ACL. Landing with the knees coming in is very dangerous for their ACL and causing anterior knee pain. Landing with the knees in a more separated position is a much safer way of landing, and they can practice this by jumping off of boxes and landing in a much safer position. This will protect your female and male athletes from injuries. Let's try that with the landing in a better separated position this time. Perfect. Again. Again. Perfect. We laid our athlete back and we give them a little stretchy band. These are exercise bands that can be obtained either online or at your physical therapist shop, and you can come and see us for picking them up as well. This band is tied and they come in different colors which have different strengths. It's tied right around the knees, and then we have the athlete push apart against the resistance of the band. You're going to have them do several of these, 3 sets doing almost 20 of them. Go ahead and do those. Perfect. You're doing it nice and controlled, and what you're strengthening is the muscles around the hip. We're going to show you one more of these different exercises while doing it standing. The next exercise to build strength in both the muscles of the hip as well as the muscles of the vastus medialis is this mini squats. Your athlete is going to stand with a band around their knees, and they're going to squat down to about 45 degrees. And then by doing that, you can even toss a ball back and forth to them where they're going to push against the resistance of the band. Go ahead and do a couple of those. Perfect. And by doing that, you're going to build the strength in both the muscles around the knee as well as the muscles of the hip. This is a perfect exercise, and we're going to show you one more modification of this that really helps build strength in the hips. Now there's lateral strides with the band around their legs. These are further going to build strength in the muscles of the hip as well as the muscles of the knee. As they're striding, they're getting down in a small squat and going sideways. Again, you can add in increased dexterity by passing the ball back and forth to your athlete while they're doing it. And remember, these exercises are good both for your female and your male athlete. I suggest you videotape your athlete landing, focusing at the knee, so you can give them cues as whether or not they're landing in a safe position. Have them do it multiple times, and by doing the strengthening exercises and the muscle memory will build that they will land in a much safer position. And you guys won't have to see me to do your ACL reconstructions. Good luck, and keep those exercises going.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
This ain't a game, I came with the gang. Look how we run it. The hustle and pain is just not the same. I came from the gutter. Ayy, whole team limitless. Never settle, we above. Whole crowd showing love. Cause we up, we on the up. Team going up. We run it up. We on the up. We on the up. We on the up. Team going up. We run it up. Team going up. We on the up. We on the
The following is a presentation of BFA Sports.
Welcome back here to the Seagull Classic 2023. Mike Gill, Mike McGarry set to bring you Mainland and Elizabeth here after a 3-overtime thriller. The Mustangs and Elizabeth will have to follow that up here. 8-1 against 5-4. Big challenge here for the Mustangs. This is a good Elizabeth team.
Yeah, it's a very good Elizabeth team. It's an Elizabeth team that's one of the magic names in New Jersey high school basketball, coached by one of the magic names in high school basketball, and Phil Colicchio. They're 5-4 this season. Don't be deceived by that. 3 of the losses were in Virginia over Christmas. They're 5-1 against New Jersey teams.
The Minutemen of Elizabeth will go with Anthony, McCray, McGee, Clark, and Carlson. They'll start for Elizabeth. Mainland will go with Osuni, Cook, Ordilly, Traveline, and Tyson. Only one change from last year's Cape Atlantic League Championship team, and they are one of the top teams in South Jersey right now.
Yeah, Mainland, the defending Cape Atlantic League champions. You know what's interesting, Mike, as we get ready to start here? Mainland coach Danny Williams, assistant John Evans, back when they played for Mainland in 1990, they played a game against North Jersey Power St. Anthony, which was really one of the great memorable games in Cape Atlantic League history. And now here they are coaching a team about to test itself against another North Jersey and state power in Elizabeth.
Elizabeth wins the toss. They're wearing black, red trim with white. Mainland in their traditional white and green. McGee, Anthony with the ball right here. The Minutemen with McCray. Bounce pass on the baseline. Ball on the floor, taken away by the Mustangs. And there goes Tyson off and running with a layup.
Yeah,
Jamie Tyson.
Leaking out there and able to get 2 points. Quick basket there for the Mustangs.
This is a steady Mainland team.
The Mainland team that's played in a lot of big games last year during their Cape Atlantic League tournament run. This year they're 8-1. The lone loss was to Lenape at the Southern Regional Christmas Tournament.
Baseline offensive foul as Carson tries to go on the baseline.
Mainland draws the charge right there. That's one thing the Mustangs did very well last year in the Cape Atlantic League playoffs. They were able to draw a number of charges each game. Cohen Cook with the ball, number 3, one of the top athletes in the Cape Atlantic League. Football, basketball, baseball standout.
They lost their point guard from last year. He was the one senior.
Right. Christian Rogers, I believe.
Yep,
yes.
And now, of course, they need to pick up that ball handling, but they replace him with Osuni, who gives them a lot more size.
And Osuni, who seems to have grown, every time I look at the kid in the games, he grows like 4 inches.
2-0 Mainland leads, a one-and-done possession for the Minutemen. Tyson up top. Here's Osuni. Over to Ordilly. Back up to Traveline. There's Cook. Cook, very deceptive.
It's a Mainland team that comes in playing well. They had 2 lopsided wins over Pleasantville and Ocean City this week, and their Cook gets caught with the offensive foul, his first.
Yeah, they won by 30 against Ocean City, 28-40 against Pleasantville. So they have been playing well. Their lone loss this year to Lenape. Anthony on the far sideline, defended by Ordilly, man-to-man by the Mustangs. Off on the wing, 3-ball up, down it goes, McGee. So Augustine McGee hits a 3, and the Minutemen take an early 3-2 lead. Osuni looking for some help. Shovels it to Tyson. Tyson over to Traveline. Left hand, too strong. Up the sideline. Left of the lane. Shot good. So Carson gets the bucket.
Nice under control, fast break there run by the Minutemen of Elizabeth.
Dan Williams, the head coach for Mainland. Mustangs trail 5-2. Tyson. Here's Ordilly, back to Tyson. Tyson shot, too strong, gets his own board, puts it up, too short. Tyson, another board, eye off the glass and gets it to go.
You see Tyson's strength right there. You know, he's able to stay with it, get a basket through the contact. And again, the thing about this Mainland team, outstanding athletes. Tyson, great football player also, and an excellent basketball player at the same time. On the Mainland team, football team that went to the state Group 4 semifinals this year, won the Central Jersey Group 4 championship.
Yeah, the big wide receiver on that team. Here goes back the other way. Carson's too strong. Tyson with the rebound. Outlet to Cook. Cook streaking up the middle. Cook leaves it for Traveline. Over to Cook. Cook puts it on the floor. Cook, the left hand.
Move.
You know, you look at this Mainland team, Tyson's a much different player than we saw last year. He was more of just like a hustle defensive rebounder type on that team. He's obviously expanded his game. And Cook, boy.
There's not much that Cook doesn't do well on any athletic field.
That is true. Layup with the left hand, couple bounces off the rim, and then the rebound comes down to Chris Clark. Yeah, if you look at this Mainland team and you just kind of watch them walk in, you might say, oh, okay, not much to see here.
No, but athletically, they can compete with anybody or most teams. They're off the charts athletically.
And I think that's one of the things about them is they're so deceptive.
Right.
You know, you see a guy like Cook, he seems unassuming, and then he just outworks everybody in the gym. And Cook's going to take a seat with 2 fouls quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bad sign for Mainland. Now, some coaches have a hard and fast rule where if a guy gets 2 fouls, they'll sit him the whole half. We'll see how long Mainland sits Cohen Cook. He goes out with 2 fouls and Mainland up a point. So let's keep an eye on that, see how that develops as the half unfolds.
Sean Williamson replaces him. He's 23 in white. Yeah, Cook is a big part of their offense. Tyson catches down Osuni.
Good look.
That's his brother now playing at Iowa State. He
correct.
transferred from St.
Bonaventure, right.
He's the all-time shot block leader there. He was another one who grew like overnight.
Right. Again, I look at it, Osuni right now. I think he grew 2 inches since the opening tap.
3 ball way off the mark. Rebound on the offensive glass, and then a push from the backside. Another change. Elizabeth. Jordan Torres into the game. He's wearing number 3.
And here's Stephen Ordilly handling the ball now from Mainland with Cook out of the game. Ordilly was a standout running back on that football team, another great athlete.
Traveline, he's a shooter. Short. Rebound.
Mainland's got to get back.
London Carson. Left of the lane. Clark. And there's a tie-up, and we got a jump ball, and the arrow faces Mainland. London Carson in 4. Christopher Clark, Augustine McGee, Cameron McCrae, and Jordan Torres. They're on the floor right now. For Elizabeth, dressed in black, they trail 8-5. Ordilly leaves it off for Traveline. Gets a screen. Tyson for Williamson. There's Ordilly. Tyson up top. Williamson down the lane. Cuts to the corner. 3 for Traveline. Front rim no good. Rebound. Taken by Elizabeth. They trail by 3. 1-on-1. Pull-up jumper is good.
Yeah, in that case right there, you saw Mainland try to stop the Elizabeth ball handler at half court. You can't do that. Mainland's got to get back, everybody back into the paint, and then defend the three-point line from that point. You can't be stopping guys at half court because they're going to go right by you, which is what Elizabeth did there.
Corner or Dilly, pull up from 10, too strong. Rebound ripped down by Chris Clark. 8-7. Minutemen trail. Long 2. Rebound taken down by Osuni. Traveline over to, back to Traveline. Nice bounce pass by Williams, and it was blocked away. Back and forth we go. 8-7 the score. Minutemen trail by 1. In the corner for 3. McGee shot too strong. Rebound ripped down. Here's Carson. Carson down on the block now. Into the middle of the paint. Left-hand shot. It rolls his way down for Christopher Clark.
Chris Clark.
So Clark gets his first deuce of the day.
We have 1 minute left in the first quarter. 1.
9-8 the score. Cutting. Nice shot by Osuni for catch. Regroups. Left-hand layup.
Boy, Osuni's development is really remarkable. I know I joke about how much he's grown, but if there's a more improved player in the Cape Atlantic League, I don't know who it is. He has improved tremendously from last season.
Well, in the games that I called for them in the playoffs, I didn't see him get a minute.
Yeah, he did not play much last year at all, and you see an integral part there. He just looks smooth inside, good feet, able to make that cut, catch the ball in motion, and lay it in.
Lowenstern comes into the game for Mainland. 3 ball up, off the rim, no good. Lowenstern gets the board. Keaton Lowenstern's a junior. Traveling.
12 seconds here.
10.
See, Mainland's probably better off holding for 1 here.
Traveling, thought about a 3, dribbles, shoots one up, back of the iron, no good. Tipped out of bounds with 1.7. It stays with the Mustangs. 10-9, Mainland leads.
Got to get something off quick here. Obviously, 1.7 seconds left. You don't have time for a baseline out-of-bounds play that's really developing. You got to get a quick hitter here.
And they just kind of throw it in and away, and that'll do it at the end of the first quarter. Mainland 10, Elizabeth 9. This is the Seagull Classic on BFA Sports.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
Have the most points.
10-9's our score. Second quarter, Mainland leads Elizabeth here on the BFA Sports YouTube channel. Seagull Classic.
Good start for Mainland. What you want to do, anytime you play one of these North Jersey teams, the first thing you want to do is handle the defensive pressure, not turn the ball over. Mainland did a good job of that. Cohen Cook back in the game with 2 fouls, so we'll see. Obviously, I'm a believer. Some coaches like to take guys out after 2 fouls, rest them a whole half. I don't really believe in that. I think kids got to learn how to play with fouls. And if Mainland's going to win this game, Cohen Cook's got to be on the floor. And if they're going to be successful this season, he's got to learn how to play with fouls. We'll see what happens this quarter.
So Cook wearing number 3. It's back in for Mainland with those 2 fouls. Here's Lowenstern. Good defense up on the top of the key. Swings it around to the corner for 3. It's short, no good. The rebound is tipped, and then it gets knocked out of Osuni's hands, and the Minutemen run it back down.
The other thing you do when you play a North Jersey team is you got to rebound the ball. You got to keep them off the offensive glass, limit those second half opportunities. Elizabeth got one there, and they take advantage of it.
So Clark in the paint Looks like Lowenstern bringing the ball up for Mainland. Loses the handle, but runs it back down. They trail by 1. Mustangs with the ball. Steal. Clark, coast to coast, and he misses the bunny. Traveline tries to fire a pass, and it was stolen away, intercepted by McGee. Now Cook comes up with a steal. He leads it off for Lowenstern, and Lowenstern's layup is good.
Keaton Lowenstern.
So Keaton Lowenstern gets the coast-to-coast layup. 12-11 Mainland. Top of the key, 3. Rattles out.
Good rebound there by Cook.
Cook with a full head of steam. Backs out. Gives up the dribble. Leaves it off for Tyson. Tyson uses the screen. Lowenstern snap to Traveline. Traveline back up top for Cook. On the wing. Up for Lowenstern. Backdoor cut, Cook, layup.
Yeah, Mainland stays patient there, and they end up getting the backdoor cut for a layup. Go up 14-11. Good patience by the Mustangs right there.
Timeout taken by Elizabeth. They trail 14-11 here on BFA Sports. See the future of the Sixers today in Wilmington. The Delaware Bluecoats of the NBA G League have been your home for your favorite Sixers. Guys like Paul Reed for years. Make the fast break to www.bluecoats.team to get your coats on with lower level seats for $14.
B-ball Paul.
They've had a lot of guys down there. My man Charles Bassey.
You love Charles Bassey.
I mean, come on, how could you not? The guy was a double-double machine. 30 points and 20 rebounds, we're talking double-doubles. He's playing pretty well with the Spurs now. You know, the Sixers could probably use a backup center.
Well, they have struggled at that spot ever since Embiid has emerged. They have struggled. Probably might have cost them a trip, a victory over the Toronto Raptors. In what year was that? 2019, that series?
Yeah. Back to live action, 14-11, 5:33 left to play. Mainland in the lead over Elizabeth. Good man-to-man defense here. Jamie Tyson on the ball. Down in the paint. Osuni back down, and a left-hand hook shot, no good. Osuni with the outlet. Gives it to Cook. Cook then spins around the defenders. Cook down the middle, loses the handle. It was tipped out of his hands. It looks like Rocco DiBiaso into the game for the first time. For Mainland, and a steal. Stolen away by McCray. McCray, hook shot high off the glass. It's too strong. Then the layup off the miss is no good. Putback is short. And the Minutemen run it down. So a couple opportunities on some layups there. They can't get them to convert, but third chance, they have the ball. They reset the offense.
Kind of a wild sequence there for the Minutemen.
McCray, floater, short, tipped out to the corner. Anthony and Kareem Anthony hits a little elbow jumper.
Again, you talk about limiting second chance opportunities when you play one of these North Jersey teams. The Mustangs did not do it there, and they get burnt by it.
14-13. Mainland leads with the ball halfway through this second quarter. Cook underhands it over to Osuni. Cook puts it on the floor. Cook goes down the middle, leaves it off for Tyson. Back to Cook, and then Cook kind of wraps one up. He misses it and then rips it away, and we got a jump ball call.
Stay with Mainland.
Or Dilly back in. Lowenstern takes a seat for the Mustangs, who lead by 1. Coming off of a triple overtime game. This game a little slower pace.
Yeah.
Cook.
There you go. Nice inbounds play by the Mustangs. Cook inbounds it. They go back to him, and Cook takes advantage of it. Mustangs up 3. Yeah, you mentioned both teams being deliberate. That last game, a lot of pressing, a lot of fast breaking. These teams playing at a little bit of a more deliberate pace, not unexpected.
Anthony, top of the key, working on Ordilli. Now a long three, it's good, and Cam McCray connects.
Yeah, you got to get out on the shooters that time. Cook helped a little bit off McCray, couldn't quite close out in time. McCray makes him pay by nailing that three-pointer.
Down the lane, cutting out. Tyson thought about a three. Back to Cook, into the corner for Osuni. They're going to restart the offense with Ordilli between the circles. Over to DiBiaso. Streaks to the lane, knocked out of bounds. A four-syllable name in a play-by-play, not good.
Yeah. The Mustangs going 4 across.
Cook over to Tyson. Back to Ordilli. Here's DiBiaso. Ordilli, 2-3 zone now. Look by Elizabeth. We're all tied at 16. Cook in the corner. There's Tyson. One dribble off the top of the glass. No good. Tipped out. Taken down by Anthony. And he loses the handle. Referees are going to get together on this one.
Yeah. Whoop, got tangled up there. I don't know why. I'm still discombobulated from the triple overtime game, basically.
Into the corner. McCray. Deep corner again for Carson. Back to McCray. Carson dribbles to the foul line area. Baseline cut off nicely. The shot too strong. And we got a foul off the ball.
And a good block out there by Jamie Tyson, drawing the foul. So solid defensive possession there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, the tough one there because Cook there, he closed out. You never know. He's got 2 fouls. He's
done a good job so far, though, of playing with the fouls.
Tied 16-16, 154 left, and the ball's on the floor. Cook runs it down, and they're going to give it. It looks like Elizabeth is going to get the ball back. So Cook's going to take a seat for the final 150 here.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, he's got 2. He played, 5 minutes and 10 seconds of this quarter. Don't let him pick up a third here in the last 2 minutes, which would hamper him for the second half.
Up, and a nice little lob into the paint. He can't get it to fall. That thing went halfway down and then came back out, and Mainland gets the board with Jamie Tyson. Tyson gives up the dribble, then he goes down into the paint for Williamson, who's back into the game. Williamson goes baseline. He leaves it for Osuni, and it's taken away. A little low pass for Osuni to go down and corral. McGee, 3 in the corner. Good.
Yeah, you got to recognize the Elizabeth three-point shooters and get out on them there.
Torres connects off the bench with the triple, gives Elizabeth a 3-point lead. 19-16, coming up on 1 minute to play here in the half.
Yeah,
Dilly.
Mainland wants to be careful here. You don't want to see Elizabeth open something up here.
Traveling
big
for
three-point shot there.
So his first triple of the day.
That's his first, as you said. When he shoots well, Mainland is a much, much better team. If that gets him going now for the rest of the game, Mainland will be a much better team. When he shoots it well, Mainland can be pretty tough.
Yeah, he did not shoot it well in that Cal championship last year. And then late in the game, he hit a big one, and that kind of propelled him to that win over the Hermits. We got a 2-on-1, a block, rebound, Tyson, no good. Williamson gets the rebound. He puts it back up, and he gets it to go. So persistence pays off for Sean Williamson.
Sean Williamson, great hustle. Breakaway layup. He doesn't quit on the play. He's not lackadaisical at half court. He goes down and follows it and gets the putback. And here you are. Elizabeth comes right back with a basket on the inside.
Talk about persistence there.
Right.
Chris Clark goes down the other end. Mike misses and then gets the rebound. You take a look at the game changer replay here. Here he goes up, gets a little miss, gets his own miss there, goes up strong. Misses the free throw, though. So it's 21-21 with 12 seconds. Last shot for Mainland. Traveling, 9 seconds back Give and go, stolen away. Here comes McGee, 4 seconds, McGee.
Good foul, good foul.
He collides with Ordilli on the far sideline.
Good foul. You're not close to the one-on-one. That's only the fourth team foul. Instead of Elizabeth in transition, now they're inbounding the ball from half court with 2.4 seconds left to go in the first half. Good foul by Mainland there.
Elizabeth will inbound with 2 seconds in the quarter. Catch, shoot, up, and way off the mark. That's how we go to halftime. A quick moving first half here in Absecon at the Seagull Classic. But much like the game before, nothing has been proven yet. We're all tied at 21. It is halftime here at the Seagull Classic. And we'll take a timeout. We'll come back with the third quarter, the second half of this one right here on BFA Sports.
As I became an orthopedic surgeon over the last 25 years, I discovered something interesting. Our female athletes would have many more ACL injuries than our male athletes. These were discovered first when the NCAA, as well as the female basketball players in the pros, were watched when they would land after getting rebounds. When they would land with their legs more knock-kneed, while the male athletes would land with their legs more separated, a much safer way to land when you're protecting your ACL and trying to prevent anterior knee pain. Let's take a look at our athlete and see if she has any of these issues going on with her today. Our female athletes tended to land with their legs more knock-kneed. This knock-kneed landing tended to place more shearing stresses across the anterior kneecap, as well as, more importantly, their ACL. Landing with the knees coming in is very dangerous for their ACL and causing anterior knee pain. Landing with the knees in a more separated position is a much safer way of landing, and they can practice this by jumping off of boxes and landing in a much safer position. This will protect your female and male athletes from injuries. Let's try that with the landing in a better separated position this time. Perfect. Again. Again. Perfect. We laid our athlete back and we give them a little stretchy band. These are exercise bands that can be obtained either online or at your physical therapist shop, and you can come and see us for picking them up as well. This band is tied and they come in different colors which have different strengths. It's tied right around the knees, and then we have the athlete push apart against the resistance of the band. You're going to have them do several of these, 3 sets doing almost 20 of them. Go ahead and do those. Perfect. You're doing it nice and controlled, and what you're strengthening is the muscles around the hip. We're going to show you one more of these different exercises while doing it standing. The next exercise to build strength in both the muscles of the hip as well as the muscles of the vastus medialis is this mini squats. Your athlete is going to stand with a band around their knees, and they're going to squat down to about 45 degrees. And then by doing that, you can even toss a ball back and forth to them where they're going to push against the resistance of the band. Go ahead and do a couple of those. Perfect. And by doing that, you're going to build the strength in both the muscles around the knee as well as the muscles of the hip. This is a perfect exercise, and we're going to show you one more modification of this that really helps build strength in the hips. Now there's lateral strides with the band around their legs. These are further going to build strength in the muscles of the hip as well as the muscles of the knee. As they're striding, they're getting down in a small squat and going sideways. Again, you can add in increased dexterity by passing the ball back and forth to your athlete while they're doing it. And remember, these exercises are good both for your female and your male athlete. I suggest you videotape your athlete landing, focusing at the knee, so you can give them cues as whether or not they're landing in a safe position. Have them do it multiple times, and by doing the strengthening exercises and the muscle memory will build that they will land in a much safer position. And you guys won't have to see me to do your ACL reconstructions. Good luck, and keep those exercises going.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
Yeah, cause we on the up. Work, ayy, cause we run it up. Work, this ain't a game, I came with the game. Look how we run it. The hustle and pain is just not the same. I came from the gutter, ayy. Whole team limitless. Never settle, we above. Whole crowd showing love. Cause we up, we on the up. Team going up, we run it up. We on the up, up, up. We on the up, up, we on the up. Team going up, we run it up. Team going up, we on the up, up, we on the up,
I don't think they're married. Her son played baseball for me this year.
Dan is
All right, welcome back. About to start the third quarter here at the Seagull Classic. Mainland Elizabeth, they are all tied up at 21 apiece. Mike Gill and Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City. Mike, you take a look at the score sheet we got here in front of us. You look at the stat. You're looking for a stat that jumps out. There is nothing. That's why the game's tied.
Yeah, a lot of even stats. I'd say two things. Cohen Cook with 6 points, 3 or 4 shooting. The other thing I'd say is the big guy for Elizabeth, Christopher Clark, 5 offensive rebounds, 7 rebounds total. Mainland's got to do a better job of keeping Christopher Clark off the offensive glass in the second half.
I would think one stat that jumps out here is Cohen Cook. He only played 10 minutes in that first half, and they're tied. They got to feel pretty good with that.
Yeah,
he had
they got to
2
feel
fouls.
pretty good about that. And Timmy Travellini was 1 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point range, but he did hit a three-pointer late. If he can get going shooting, that'd be another big plus in Mainland's direction.
Yeah, Mainland just shot 2 threes. They were 1 for 2 from three-point range.
Right, and Elizabeth 3 for 10 from beyond the arc. We saw the same thing in the last game. It evened up dramatically in the second half, and the 4 overtimes, or however many overtimes there were. We'll see if it evens up here.
Cam McCrae will inbound the ball. Traveline will defend the inbounds pass. As we are rolling in the third quarter here at the 2023 edition of the Seagull Classic here at Holy Spirit High School. Basketball has been being played here virtually every hour since Friday night. You were here this morning.
This morning, yeah. A little 8th grade game between Hal and the Richard Titleman School of Lower Cape May.
Now, was that an official Seagull Classic game?
Yeah, a little Seagull Classic addendum, basically. We hope to make it a yearly thing next year.
Well, I know they used to do. Did they do that here at the Seagull? Was it Jordan Road against Mill Road? Did they
they used to do it at either that or one of the showcase events, right?
Cook shot strong, rebound. Yeah, you used to have that 8th grade game on Friday to start the whole thing off between the Linwood and Northfield School. Off to the right left-hand wing, 3 balls short, rebound comes up, knocked out of bounds by Ordilly. Oop, they're going to say Ordilly didn't touch it last.
Again, 21-21, start the third quarter. First 2 to 3 minutes of this third quarter are key. You don't want, if you're either team, if you're a team, you want to get out to a big lead. If you're your opponent, you don't want to do that. So the first 3 minutes here, you want to match the other team's energy. Maybe get on a run if you can.
Osuni. One dribble, gives it up, leaves it off for Ordilly. Uses the screen. Back to Osuni, who uses the right hand.
Boy, again, I know I said it in the first half. I cannot say enough about Osuni. He has a live body. Like you said before, he seems to grow 2 inches every time we look at him. He is really impressive.
Now, his brother, did he go right to school or did he go to a 5th year?
No, he went to a 5th year school before he headed to St. Bonaventure.
And that's worked out really well for him.
That's worked out well for him.
Yeah, Mawali Osuni wearing 35 in white for Mainland, as Cook will get to the line. Now, how does he make the team different from the one you only see one different starter, but it's a dramatic difference.
Well, he's another inside presence that they didn't have last year. And when you play really good teams, you need inside presence. And his ability to defend, contest shots, rebound, and score around the basket gives them another dimension that they didn't have last year.
So they basically traded a ball handler for size.
Pretty much so.
Cook missed the free throws, and the layup comes streaking back the other end for Landon Carson.
London Carson.
Now Elizabeth looking to up the defensive pressure here, force Mainland into some turnovers and maybe get on a run. And it worked right there, although you can't do that, son.
Yeah, Traveline turned it over.
Elizabeth turns it over right back. Here you see the increased defensive pressure on the game-changer replay there. Forces a turnover, but then Elizabeth mishandles the ball going in the opposite direction.
So they'll inbound the ball. Last year, the Mustangs, 16-11. They were the Cape Atlantic League champions, Mike. They went in as the 8th seed.
Not sure exactly what is, I guess, did someone call timeout? I guess.
No, I think they need something wiped off the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Christian Rogers, by the way, he was the lone senior. Actually, him and Noah Myers. Myers got a lot of time. He was the big man late in that season that came in, but Rogers was the point guard on that team, and
Right.
he was a big, ball
Steadying
handler for that
influence,
team. He
yeah.
was really the guy who, if you remember that playoff, I mean, he hit some big shots in those playoffs and was obviously a big factor for them. So they trade his ball handling and really senior grit for Osuni in the starting lineup here. And, Mike, we mentioned they were the 8th seed. That's going to be different this year.
Yeah, this year everybody in the Cape Atlantic League is going to have the opportunity to make the tournament. So 21 teams. You might have an 8 seed win it, or you might have a 21 seed win it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the teams can opt in or out of the tournament.
Right, but most of them, I imagine, will opt in because it allows you to play more games in the regular season before the state tournament.
Cook leaves it off for Osuni, who gets a layup. Now, are they going to seed based on how many teams are in? In other words, if 21 are in, is 21 going to play 2?
I think you would probably have some bye situations there, and I don't know how many it would exactly be, but I would imagine that I think 16 of the teams would get byes, right, and you'd play.
Like a bottom half.
Right, a bottom half to join the
Similar
field
to
of
like the
16.
play-in tournament.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
Clark, by the way, with the layup, good, fouled. He gets to the line. We're all tied at 25. A chance for Clark to give the Minutemen a 1-point lead.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Nobody told me there'd be math, but then again, nobody told me there'd be 4 overtimes either.
Well, I guess one of the free throw is good. One of the big conversations at this time of the year would start to center in on the 8 teams.
Yeah. What's amazing is this year is the season is shortened by a week, so it's amazing like how many games teams have played to this point compared to past years and how quickly that season is going to go. We're going to blink, and it's going to be time for the Cape Atlantic League tournament. It's going to start in early February this year, where it used to start towards the end of February.
Cook, boy, he gets penetration and no look past Osuni. And Osuni at the free throw line.
Osuni with 5 points this half, all of Mainland's points this half by Osuni, who's really played well.
And his second one is no good. Rebound taken down. Elizabeth controls it. Tie score, 26-26, with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Steps, dribbles, defended by Ordilli. Gets by Ordilli, scoop shot, no good. Rebound taken down by Tyson.
Good contest there by Osuni coming up and contesting the shot and not fouling.
Ordilli crosses over, gives to Tyson. Tyson at the elbow. He leaves it off for Traveline. Traveline streaks to Cook, and Cook's layup is good.
Nice pass. Cook running the baseline, gets the pass from Traveline and able to lay it in. Mainland up 2.
Always seems to be hanging on that baseline. 28-26 Mustangs. Anthony into the corner for 3. Bang.
Again, Mainland has not done a good job today of closing out on those 3-point shooters. Too many open 3-point looks for Elizabeth this game.
Near steal, dribbling through traffic. Tyson loses the ball, out in transition. Back the other way, the layup is a foul. Tyson is going to get whistled on a foul on Kareem Anthony. 29-28 Mustangs trail with exactly 4 minutes left to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, this is a point of the game we talked about in the last game. Mainland gets a timeout here. Good timeout by Mainland to settle things down and talk things over, because you look at it, a run here, end of the third quarter, whichever team makes a run here, end of the third quarter, early fourth quarter, can control the rest of the game. So you don't want things to get out of hand here.
Don't let back pain or knee strain keep you out of the game. With 8 locations throughout South Jersey, Premier Orthopedic will get you off the bench and back in the action. From discovery to recovery, now including physical therapy. Call or text the Premier team at 856-690-1616 for same or next day care. We're going to need some vocal care after this game. Two games. Triple overtime. That's about all I got left of me anymore.
There you go.
So exactly 4 minutes left to play. Mainland and Elizabeth. Mainland 8-1, and you talk about now. I'm imagining if all the teams enter, someone's got to seed them.
Yeah, there'll be a committee. The Cape Atlantic League Basketball Committee will seed the teams. I'm not sure yet what standards they'll use or what, how exactly they'll do it. But the Cape Atlantic League Committee will meet and seed the teams, and then you'll have the tournament begin. And basically, the rule is, if you don't have a county tournament or a league tournament, you can only play 24 games. If you do have a county tournament or a league tournament, you can play 28 games. So it's worth it to have the tournament to play 4 extra games.
Free throw line for Kareem Anthony.
This game is big for Mainland, though, as far as playoff seeding. Elizabeth is a Group 4 school, one of the biggest schools in New Jersey. There's a lot of power points on the floor right now for Mainland to pick up.
Mainland breaks the pressure. Tyson with the layup. It's good.
Mainland able to take advantage of the pressure, getting through it and able to score. Elizabeth trying to ramp the defensive pressure up, get some turnovers, get some easy baskets, maybe talk about that decisive run that we talked about.
Kareem Anthony's a freshman. He's got the ball. He's defended there by Lowenstern, who's back into the game. Anthony for 3. It's off the front of the rim. No good. Cohen Cook runs down the rebound. Now you got a whistle. And a foul called on Chris Clark. For a second there, you were wondering if they were going to whistle Cook for that. That would have been his third.
That would have been his third. Right now, Elizabeth picking up full court, man-to-man, trying to put the pressure on Mainland.
Lowenstern doing the ball handling for the Mustangs. They trail by 1 with 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the third. Here's Tyson up top for Osuni. Lowenstern cutting Tyson, flips one up. It's no good, and a putback, but a foul.
Again, Mainland doing a good job running their sets. That got Tyson open right there. He doesn't make the basket, but he does get fouled. Opportunity to go to the foul line for 2 foul shots here.
Here's Tyson at the line. Jamie Tyson's just a junior, too. I mean, here's another guy who's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, Cook's a junior. Tyson's a junior, as you said, or Dilly's a junior.
Traveline's a junior.
Yeah, there are people that will say, or that will tell you that this Mainland junior class, both boys and girls, might be just or is one of the more talented athletic classes in the school's history.
Carson back into the corner. Here's McCray down on the block. Back to McCray. 3 balls up. Front rim no good. Cook
good
snares
box
down
out.
the rebound. One-hand rebound. 31-31. We're all tied. 2:42 left to play here in the third quarter. Cook looking for separation. Leaves it off for Lowenstern. Up top for Tyson. Here's Cook. Cook leaves the bounce pass for Traveline, who turns and faces. He leaves it back for Cook. Cook leaves it off for Tyson between the circles. Back to Cook. Head fake all the way to the basket. He's short. 1-on-1. Carson in the paint for Anthony. Kick out 3. McGee for 3. And he gives him a 3-point lead.
Augustine McGee for 3.
Again, that time good penetration by the freshman, and then he's able to kick out for the wide open 3. And I don't know what the law of physics is, but it always seems when you go inside out and shoot that 3-pointer off a kickoff, the shooter's able to walk into it. It goes in a lot more than when you take 3s off simple ball reversal.
Tyson to a cutting Cook. Cook puts a shot high off the glass, and Cohen Cook. He's got 4 here in the third.
Yeah, Cook right back, so strong inside, so strong. I think he's only about 6 feet, but he plays much bigger. He probably plays 6'4", 6'5", because of how strong he is.
One thing you know, he's not going to be tired. He has more energy than anybody out here. And a reverse layup by Carson, and he's got another deuce. Cook leaves it for Tyson. Tyson at the foul line. Back to Cook. Loses the handle. Cook picks it up. Thought about a 3. Shovels it to Tyson. Tyson, right of the lane. Traveling thought about a 3. Under a minute to play. Traveling, kick out corner. Lowenstern for 3. Way off the mark. Rebound ripped down by Carson. They advance to the left-hand side. Then it's poked away. Pull-up jumper. Good.
Mainland better watch it right here. We talked about a decisive run at the end of the third quarter. Elizabeth is on a 6-2 run right now, opening up a 5-point lead.
Cook reverse
answers.
Spin, layup, foul, and it's good.
That's a pretty good answer to stop a run, right?
The
Cook,
basket is good.
you know.
Take a look at the game changer replay, Mike. I mean, this is just undefensible. Spin and then up and under, kind of Jordan-esque.
Really unbelievable. Hey, Mainland coaches are no dummies. They're in trouble. What's the best play? Throw it to Cohen Cook. Get Cook the ball. That's our play. Get Cook the ball in the lane. He's able to convert the basket right there.
Rebound, Williamson.
Big putback.
So when you said Mainland needs an answer, they just got a layup and a putback. So
Right.
it's 38-37. Sean Williamson off the bench.
Yeah, if you're Elizabeth right now, you're kicking yourself a little bit.
15 seconds left in the third, a 1-point game. Here's Anthony, the freshman, streaks over, leaves it for McCray. Backdoor, and he a little low on a skip pass. Got it tangled up in some feet down there. You got to get that up a little bit more.
3.4 seconds here. Elizabeth's going to use some pressure, make Mainland use the clock and force a shot.
Cook thought he got fouled. The shot goes up. It's past the buzzer, and that's how we end the third quarter with the score. Elizabeth, the Minutemen 38, the Mustangs of Mainland 37, the final quarter. Coming up next on BFA Sports.
37.
Yeah, cause we on the up. Work, ayy, cause we run it up. Work, this ain't a game, I came with the game. Look how we run it. Look how we run it. The hustle and pain is just not the same. I came from the gutter, ayy. Whole team limitless. Never settle, we above. Whole crowd showing love. Yeah, up. We on the up. We on the up. Team going up. The team going up. We run it up. We run it. We run it. We on the up. Yeah, up. Yeah, up. Yeah. We on the up. Yeah, up. Hey, up. Hey. We on the up. We on the up. Team going up. You running up. We run it up. The coming it up. Team going up. You loving this up. We on the up. Hey, up. Hey, up. Hey. We on the up. Hey, up. Up. Hey.
All right, Mike Gill and Mike McGarry, the final quarter here, 38-37. Elizabeth leads Mainland. The Mustangs will have the ball when we come out to start this fourth quarter. And the Mustangs got down, needed to fight back. They got themselves back in this game, and here they are, just a point down with 8 to go.
Yeah, a little bit of a dangerous situation there when they were down 5 late in the third quarter, but they were able to get the acrobatic drive from Cook and the putback to get the lead back to 1.
Traveling, entry pass, stolen away. Here come the Minutemen. Spinning, layup. Wow. McCray somehow got that thing to fall.
Yeah, turnover there for Mainland. Mainland a little guilty of trying to make the great play, the great pass, trying to thread the needle with the pass. Mainland just needs to make the next play. Don't worry about making the great play. If you make the next play, the great play will come.
Traveling gashes towards the basket. He floats one up. He was fouled, and that thing almost went down. He'll get to the line for his efforts.
Tim Traveline at the foul line. Shooting 2.
Tim Traveline's a junior. He'll be back next year.
Other thing to look at in the fourth quarter, Mike, when it scores like this so close, is what team is going to make timely perimeter jump shots. So far, Elizabeth has been that team. Who's going to knock down that key three-pointer or two that can make a difference?
Traveling 1 of 2 from the line, but Usuni gets the rebound off the glass, and then his pass goes right between the legs of Jamie Tyson.
Yeah, great rebound, just threw it a little too hard and right through Tyson's legs.
Here's Anthony. Minutemen lead by 2 with the ball. 1 minute gone by here in the fourth. Anthony, defended by Ordilli, kicks it into the corner for McCray. McCray with a left hand. McCray kicks it out. 3-ball is up, in and out, no good for McGee. Offensive board, the scoop shot, no good. Rebound, and another one, a third opportunity. The ball's still in the air, and Ordilli comes out with it. Here comes Tyson. Tyson, one-on-one with a layup, and it's good.
Jamie Tyson.
Jamie
Mainland
Tyson ties it up.
Getting out on the break. Tyson there, able to take it all the way.
Stolen.
Stolen by Cook. He got to get right to the basket here, right to the rim.
And
nice
he gets
pass.
deep into the paint and leaves it for Traveline.
Tim Traveline.
So Cook gets depth and leaves it to the streaking Traveline for the deuce, and now Mainland takes the 2-point lead. Clark spins the left hand, too strong. Tyson comes down with the miss. Ordilli up the near sideline, into the corner for Cook. Cook will just kind of lull you to sleep and then just explode past you. Leaves one off for Osuni. Back to Cook. Cook snap pass to Tyson with the 3.
There we go. What I say? Who's going to make the 3? That sort of gives you some separation. It's Jamie Tyson right there, 45-40. Timeout, Elizabeth.
And the Minutemen trail by 5 with 5:48 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Make the fast break with a short drive up to RK Auto Group in Vineland. Jim G and his championship team will make you feel like an MVP when you're buying your new Chevy, Kia, or Subaru, because RK does it right. Mainland did it right there. They got the right guy with the ball. Tyson with the 3.
We talked about a couple things, right? The decisive run, what run comes late third quarter, early fourth quarter to give you control of the game. Mainland goes on the 8-0 run. What's a big part of that run? Timely perimeter shooting. In any big game, perimeter shots, especially from behind the arc, can make the difference, and Tyson hit a big one right there.
So Mainland, who was down, and we were just talking, Mike, a couple minutes ago, they've got to do something here to get themselves back in this game. Well, they're not only in it, they have a 5-point lead. What does Elizabeth need now?
Well, Elizabeth's just got to settle down, take a deep breath, and continue to do what they've done all game and respond to Mainland's run, basically.
They answer out of the timeout with McCray, Anthony, McGee, Clark, and Carsons.
But this is a big defensive possession for the Mustangs right here.
McGee spins to McCray. McCray, the layup and the foul.
Yeah, tough shot, but it's able to go in. He's able to spin down the lane, sort of lay it in underhanded off the glass. We see the game-changer replay. Here's the spin, draws the contact, falling away, tosses it up and in off the glass. Tough shot, but he gets it to go.
Cam McCray can finish the 3-point play. Rattles in and out, no good. Ordilli comes down with the miss. Advances it up to Traveline. Traveline goes to the middle of the paint. Leaves it for a streaking Cohen.
Beautiful fast break by Mainland. Right down the floor, great pass.
Cohen Cook catches him napping with the lay and extends the lead back to 5. Baseline into the corner for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound taken down by Ordilli.
Whoa.
Over to Osunier. Advances up to Cook. Cook crosses over to the middle of the paint. Shovels into the middle of the lane out for Traveline. No good on the 3. Osuni from Tyson.
We talked about the athletic ability of the Mainland players. Jamie Tyson there with an athletic play, soaring to get that rebound, and then in the same motion finding Osuni under the basket.
What a tap there by Jamie Tyson.
That great court awareness to even make that play.
Anthony in the corner leaves it for Clark. Clark spins. Now he
3
took
seconds
steps. He
or
took
walking.
steps.
Yeah, one or the other.
49-42, Mustangs lead about halfway through this fourth quarter.
Elizabeth's going to up the defensive pressure right now, try to force Mainland into turnovers, try to speed them up. What Mainland has to do is slow down.
Ordilli crosses the timeline. Belt high dribble, working one-on-one in a man-to-man defense. Traveline drab step. Hits the elbow, then spins back
Mainland,
out.
the double dribble right there, tough break for Mainland. But again, Mainland, just don't try to do too much in that spot. Just make the next play. You don't have to make a great play. Just make the next one. Big possession here for Elizabeth.
Anthony with the ball. Defended by Ordilly. Man-to-man look by the Mustangs. There's the screen from Clark. They use the roll. McCray on the left wing with a belt-high dribble. Defended by Traveline. Right of the lane. Scoop shot good. And McCray has all 6 in the quarter for the Minutemen. Cook, Ollie. Ooh!
Well, that's an explanation point right there. You know, we'll see if that gives Mainland energy on the defensive end right now. Because here goes McCray down the middle.
Steal.
There's a steal.
Cook, one-on-one. Cook, layup,
Timeout,
good.
Elizabeth got to get a timeout here. Mainland up 9.
53-44. Clark, right of the lane. Back to McCray. Looks like the dunk tracker got another one for the Mustangs. They shoot that one up high off the glass. No good.
Mainland,
rebound taken down by Ordilly.
Slow it down right now. Mainland up 9. 3 minutes to play. Patience on offense.
Cook patiently goes behind his back and then taps it up to Ordilly. They cross the timeline. Traveline cross-court pass for Cook. Under 3 minutes to play. The Mustangs lead by 9. Near steal. He's got one. And a steal by Carson, and then he was fouled by Ordilly.
Again, Mainland getting into trouble, a little frazzled there. They've got to run the right spots next time down the floor and just make the solid play.
Here's the game-changer replay on the alley-oop.
Yeah,
you see
this is
Cook
some
just
play.
perfectly knew it was there, and the big old
And
slam.
again, Asuni, you talked about Mainland last year. Mainland didn't make that play last year.
Few teams did make that team last year. As Mawali Osuni with the alley-oop jam to give Mainland a 9-point lead. They lead at 53-44. I'll tell you what, though, Cook, for him to know that that's where Osuni was going to be.
I was just about to say he really trusted his teammate there because by no means was Asuni open.
And Ulmer's Appliance Service has the high school basketball for you here on BFA Sports. Well, of course, we always want to thank Ulmer's Appliance for helping bring you high school basketball here on the BFA live stream. Don't forget, more hoops coming up, man. All night here. They got cots and everything.
Keep the cheesesteak briskets rolling.
I haven't tried the cheesesteak brisket. I'm waiting for the game to end. I've been told a lot about this cheesesteak brisket. You know, my man Mel from Ernest & Sons Old Fashioned Butcher Shop, he gave the cheesesteak brisket a stamp of approval. He said it's a competing sandwich, but this thing is damn good. He gave it an 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10.
Strong number. Back to live action, 9-point deficit for the Minutemen. They come out of the timeout. Up 3, catch and shoot, off the mark, no good. Rebound, Traveline, outlet to Cook. Cook blows by his man, and then he loses the handle, and a foul is going to be whistled on London Carson.
Yeah, Cook right there, 1-on-2, able to draw the foul. If that was anybody else but Cohen Cook, you probably want to pull that ball out and take time off the clock. But when you got the best athlete in the Cape Atlantic League, I'll trust him to go 1-on-2 to the basket there. Misses the first foul shot. Got to get the second one, put you up 10, makes it a 4-possession game with 2:28 to play.
Cook 1 for 2.
Mainland right now defensively, you want to run those three-point shooters off the defensive line. Make Elizabeth put the ball on the floor. Trade, ideally you want to get a complete stop, but trade 2s for 3s.
That shot way off the mark. It looks like he just kind of lost the handle in midair.
It looks like he lost it going up.
17 points, by the way, for Cohen Cook. Unofficially.
And I think he still has 2 fouls.
He does.
Shows you exactly a great game. I said kids got to learn how to play with fouls. That's what Cohen Cook did today.
Traveling gets it to Cook, and then Cook just throws it up in the air and says, here, take it right back. I mean, Cook is just such a heady player.
There you go. Now, all Mainland's got to do now is make their foul shots, and they'll go home with a very impressive victory, and a victory that will give them a big boost as far as their South Jersey Group 3 playoff seedings, because Elizabeth, again, a Group 4 school that's going to win some football games, basketball games. That's a lot of power points.
Yeah, not only is Mainland very athletic, they're just very heady. They're very smart. They know the game. They know where to be. You know, Cook, he takes that inbounds pass, but he knows not to hold on to it. He gets it, literally pats it right back. And Cook knocks it out. Taken down by McCray. McCray up high off the glass, and then an offensive foul. So the offensive foul.
They draw the charge there. Again, 2:03 left. The only thing that can really stop Mainland right now is poor foul shooting. The clock is running here, so they're going to have to put some time back on the clock. Oh, okay. Apparently they didn't start the clock when the ball was first inbounded, and they kind of tried to make up for it on the back end. Either way, it probably angered a lot of people, and they're going to have to figure something out.
A 10-point game. Well, the Eagles game is kicked off, so everybody is hastily saying either run the clock or Cook runs it down. Cook, 3-on-2, shovel pass to Tyson, and the foul.
Mainland really closing the game here in style. Great job by the Mustangs, who are now up 12 with a chance to go up 13.
Watch the replay. Tyson, I don't know how he pushed that thing in on the game-changer replay. And by the way, just Cook, another heady decision. He gets it to you at the right moment. Tyson's free throw is
he makes a
pure.
free throw. And Mike, with 7 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, the score was Elizabeth 40, Mainland 37. The Mustangs are on a 20-4 run here in the fourth quarter.
How about it? 57-44, and that shot was blocked, and Mainland comes down with it.
Tyson makes the heady play, and
stolen back the other way, McCray.
But Cook with the foul, that's his third, but only the team fifth. So Elizabeth will inbound from the side. 20-4 run here from the Mustangs. We talked about who was going to make the decisive run late in the third quarter, early in the fourth. You don't get much more decisive than 20-4.
And they've done it at a time where, at that time of the game, you were wondering, hey, is Mainland about out of gas in this one here? I mean, they need to do something. And they turned up the pressure and the shot making. Catch off the inbound. McGee, front rim no good. Tyson corrals the rebound. 13-point Mainland lead.
And again, what I come back to is obviously Cohen Cook was tremendous today. Jamie Tyson was tremendous today. But I think one of the big differences in this game and the difference between Mainland this year and last year was the play of Asuni inside, including that acrobatic dunk. That was tremendous. So a great job by Mainland, and a Mainland team that, I think 9-1 now. I think they're better than the team that won the Cape Atlantic League Championship last year, which they probably should be. They're a year older, a year more experienced.
Well, right, and that team kind of came out of nowhere and won that tournament. They got hot at that right time. I mean, you look at their record last year, they got in as the 8th seed. There were questions whether or not they should have been in that tournament.
Whether they should have been in.
Yeah, I mean, I think when that seeding came out, people wondered, were they the 8th seed?
Right,
Should they have been the 8th seed?
Well, there was a debate whether they should even be in the tournament, basically, which they answered.
Rebound put back by Torres.
Jordan Torres.
Cuts the lead to 59-46 with 1:15 left to play. And a quick timeout, 30-second timeout taken by...
Yeah, I mean, you look at the decisive run. What were the big baskets there? The Jamie Tyson three-pointer with 5:40 left of the game that put Mainland up 5. That was big, 45-40. And, and then the pass from Cook to Asoni for the dunk was tremendous also, and then Cook following up with a basket himself on the fast break.
More hoops coming up next. It's Salem versus Cherokee. That was a game that was supposed to tip off at 4. Atlantic City plays Linden tonight. That's a 5:30 tip, which will be pushed back. St. Augustine, Toms River North, and then Holy Spirit and Pleasantville will be the nightcap. That's an 8:30 tip. That might start around tomorrow.
Still plenty of basketball to watch. I know I will be on my couch for some of the later games.
Or Dilly gets it up to Tyson. Cook, and you can watch all those games right here on the BFA live stream. You got the Eagles game on. You can double box. Kind of like we are here at the booth.
There you go. Eagles in scoring position.
That's right. Little red
Mainland
zone.
passing around right here. Smart.
And a foul.
Or Dilly will go to the line and shoot 2. This is a great win for Mainland Regional. They'll be 9-1. Again, I mentioned it before. Big playoff implications for them as far as South Jersey Group 3 seeding. A lot of power points. This Elizabeth team's a big school, Group 4 school. They're going to win some games. A lot of power points out there for the Mustangs. And a game, let's face it, Mainland's biggest test, you could say, before this was the Lenape game in the Southern Regional Tournament. They lost that game by double digits. They come here to the Seagull and restore some of their luster with this, impressive what's going to be a double-digit win over Elizabeth.
61-46, all academic from this point on. Driving left hand, no good. Osuni gets the board.
Who else?
Outlet pass for Ordilli. And he could just kind of dribble this thing out if Elizabeth will let him. Cohen Cook is fouled, and the Mustangs, as Mike mentioned, will improve to 9-1. Elizabeth falls to 5-5.
5-5. And it's not a classic Elizabeth team. It's a very young Elizabeth team. I'm sure it's going to be an Elizabeth team that's much better in February than it is now. But still, it's a very good win for Mainland Regional.
Yeah, Elizabeth had the lead at half. They had a chance to, we thought, really to kind of grab this game.
Let's keep in mind that Elizabeth is 5-5, but 3 of those losses are to teams in Virginia, so they're 5-2 against teams in New Jersey. They play up in Union County, one of the toughest leagues, basketball leagues in the state. Every night they're playing a real quality opponent, so this is a good win for Mainland Regional.
The Mustangs, who we mentioned will improve to 9-1, a very junior-laden team still here.
Yeah, a lot of good times ahead for Mainland.
Ball is kicked. Cook is a junior, Ordilli is a junior, Traveline is a junior, and Tyson is a junior. So they will have 4 of their 5 starters back again next year.
Correct. I mentioned it before, but people have been around Mainland for a long time will tell you that this junior class, both male and female, is one of the best athletic classes in the school's history. You look at the girls' side, they came here yesterday to the Seagull Classic. The Mainland girls had a double-digit win over Camden Catholic, a matchup of 2 of the South Jersey teams. You got juniors there, Casey Bertonas, the Mazer twins, Bella and Ava, both juniors. So these are heady days for the Mustangs basketball. As of course, last year both their boys and girls won Cape Atlantic League titles on the same day. I'm sure they'd love to repeat that.
One of 2 from the line for Traveling, gives them a 62-46 edge. Anthony streaks to the basket. He'll get to the line.
That's the only thing Asuni's done wrong all game is commits a foul right there. I guess we'll forgive him.
He is definitely had a impact on this game. 13 points for Osuni. Not a big scorer generally, but he has shown his
13
ability.
points, but points at the right time. I mean, the dunk came with the score 49-44. That made it 51-44. Then Cook follows it up with the fast break basket. That makes it 53-44. That was put out Elizabeth's flame right there.
Pair of free throws for Kareem Anthony. Mustangs, Tyson catches and then throws it back out. That'll be the final score, 62-44. 48. Mainland knocks off the Minutemen from Elizabeth. The Mustangs go to 9-1, and Elizabeth falls to 5-5. An impressive win for Mainland, and now they'll get into the stretch run of their season.
Yeah, great win for Mainland. A Mainland team we mentioned was playing well, and again, I said it before, this is a win that kind of restores Mainland's luster. It took a hit with the loss to Lenape. Boom, they come here, beat a good Elizabeth team. Mainland right back to where we thought we are. Impressive win today.
A lot of basketball still left to go here on the BFA Sports Live channel. And, of course, coming up next, it is Salem and Cherokee, followed by Atlantic City and Linden, one of those old-school Group 4 traditional matchups. St. Augustine, Toms River, and then Holy Spirit and Pleasantville will close this thing out. For Mike, I'm Mike, and our entire BFA Sports team. Mike and I are done for the day.
Overtime.
But we got 4 more games for you coming up next here on BFA Sports.